Good day, one and all. Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. I apologize for not having a video yesterday. It was my dad's second wife chemo day, so I was kind of tied up with that. Today, I want to make a non-traditional sympathy card. I've been talking to some people, and they are not liking the blacks and the grays that, pardon me, come with the traditional sympathy cards. So I thought I would try something a little different today and do some teals and turquoises, and let's give it a go. I'm going to use my new stamp set. This is from Simon Says Stamp. This is called Moments of Grace. I'm also going to use the second incentive set from this past month's GinaK Designs. This is Tall Stems. And the Swiss Dots by GinaK embossing folder. So let me get started. The first thing I need to do is show you my card. And I picked out, this is Turquoise Sea. Where is this Tranquil Teal? Let me look. I will let you know at the end. I think it's Tranquil Teal, but it might be Turquoise Sea. I'll let you know. This is 10 inches by 7 inches. You score it at the 5-inch line, fold it, and crease it with my bone folder. And I can see in my video on my camera screen, this looks blue, but this is actually like a turquoise green. Then I have, I used GinaK's Master Layouts 8 to cut these out. You don't need that. This black measures, let's see, 6 5/8 by 4 5/8. And then the white, and I just used this because I like the stitched edge that's on this. This measures 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then I have a piece of white that's 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, and I'm going to use that on the inside of my card. And then I have just some scrap pieces of white that are 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. I'm going to try and do all my die cutting and stamping and ink blending on one, but I have a second one just in case. And then I have these dies. I'm not sure where I got these from. These are, these may even be my friend Marcia's. These are stitched edge scalloped squares or diamonds, or however you want to call them. But I want to use that on my card today. And I'm going to start by stamping first, because then I will emboss the front. Now, get my stitched edge in here. And I have my Waffle Flower grip mat in here. Now, I like this saying on here, may you find comfort during this difficult time. And I have not used this stamp set yet. I do like how Simon's are folded over so that you don't lose one piece. If I take one off, I tend to not remember where I put the back part. All right. Put that right in the corner. And then I'm just going to rub my finger across to condition it to get the coating off from the factory. Then I'm going to use a VersaFine Clair in the color Nocturne. Let's stamp that down. And I will do that one more time. I want that nice and crisp. Oh, that looks good. I really like how that looks. And I amazingly got it straight. Oh, I didn't wet my tidy towel, so hold on. I'm gonna put you on pause while I go wet my tidy towel. Hold on. I am back, and when I was up, I looked at the color of my cardstock, and it is Turquoise Sea. All right. So that's what I'm going to stamp on there, but I will be using my stamping platform again, so I'm just going to set that aside. Now I need to partial emboss this. I didn't want to emboss it at first because I needed to see where my stamp was going to be. I don't want to emboss over the stamp. So in order to partial emboss, you just stick this in and leave out the part you don't want to emboss. I want to get it fairly straight. I think that should look good. Now, to emboss on my Anna Griffin machine, I just need my base plate, metal shim, embossing folder, and the top plate. Okay. And there we have a partial embossed. Now, it will leave a very faint line where the folder met the outside. In this case, it's not very noticeable at all, but if it was, just take your, what do we call this here? The scoring board, and put this down and just score over the line, which will give you a nice distinctive line. In this case, I don't need to do that. Now this I'm going to put right on the front of my black, because that's all I'm doing to this. The rest is going to be done on the extra pieces, and it's going to be popped up. I'm just going to get those two pieces glued together as straight as I possibly can. I love this Swiss Dots folder. It is just so pretty. All right, now I will get out my waffle flower grip mat. And yes, these do get all stained. They don't affect at all. Reds and pinks and blacks will stain. Let me set my top aside. Now, on this one, I'm just taking one of my pieces, and I'm going to just ink blend, but I'm not going to totally blend. I am going to leave some frothy white areas. And I'm using Turquoise Sea by GinaK. And I'm just going to kind of hit and miss around the card. Make it look like a cloudy layer. Now, you could easily do this in a solid layer, or if you already had a piece of colored cardstock or maybe even patterned paper, you wouldn't have to do this part. Just use what you have. I have tons of pattern paper, but I didn't feel like going through the whole thing to get what I wanted. And I'm just kind of leaving it frothy like that. If you can see what I mean, let's pull it up to see. I left white areas, some with lighter color, some with darker color. That's just the hint I was going to go for. Now, I'm going to use GinaK stencil. This is Harvest Flourish. And I'm going to come in with gray. So I'm using soft stone. And I'm going to put right over this. And I'm going to use a fairly heavy hand. I'm not smashing them down flat, but I am adding enough pressure that I get a darker coloration. Normally, I would just do very light and you can barely see it, but I want to be able to see this pattern. And one nice thing about this stencil, it doesn't go all the way across, so I'm just going to pick this up and move it down. The design is so like random swirly that it doesn't really matter. Just like that. And that's how that looks. All right. And that's all I'm doing to that. Now I need to cut this up. I'll set my stencil aside to clean off later. And I'm just going to clean this with a little bit of water in my tidy towel, because I am done with my stencil mat. I lost the original covers to this, so I just used 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11 acetate up the top, and that works great for me. Now I'll get out my cutting mat. And this is where I'm going to cut out my pieces here. So it's not going to matter which direction they go. I just need to be able to get 2 pieces of this one out. I'm going to cut this. Okay, and then I need to cut one more of that. Okay. Now, hopefully, this looks like my mind's eye was picturing it to look. I will soon find out. As what my goal is when I put this card together, this is going to be here, and then I want to have one of these behind in these corners. I'm thinking I'm going to need to do something to the edges, but let me get going. On this one, I want to stamp this tall flowers. Oh, I could use that small. No, I don't want to use my small mat. I have my small stamping platform already set up for my Christmas cards. I have to and from on it, and I don't want to take that off. I can already see I need to do something to the edges. They need to be a little bit darker. And I can do that with ink blending, or I can do it with markers. I'm going to move this up. I want these flowers to be as much on here as possible. And I'm going to use the VersaVine Clair Nocturne, but I need to condition these. And let's move these up here. And I'm not going to color these flowers. I think they will look just fine in the black. Yes, that looks good. Now I wanted to do a small saying on here. Let's see. Oh, there's not a whole lot of very small sayings. This one has a very small sympathy, but I don't want to do that. I think I want to do the butterflies on here. I'm going to put some of these butterflies on. I'm going to put one butterfly down here. Nope, it's going up there. And a little butterfly over here. Well, let's do one butterfly first to see if I like it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp that in Tranquil Teal. Pardon my voice again. It will be coming and going for a while yet. And I'll need to do that again. And that may be the color. I'll take a small blending brush and do on the edges. And once more. That looks good. I like that on there. Okay. I'm just going to clean this off with my paper towel. Squeaky clean. All right. I see I took the small butterfly off, but I did not put it back, so I will need to find the small butterfly. All right. Oh, there it is. Now on these side pieces, I want to stamp some of these flowers. And let's see, if I put this one down here, I kind of want the flower to go this way. And I'm just going to stamp these in the black. And I'll do one more. Okay. And then that one I can have coming out down here. And this one, I'm going to use this leaf. I like, this is a very nice set. It isn't a new set, I don't believe. I was just looking through the website because they don't have a lot of sympathy-related stamps. And then I saw this set and I thought, oh, I really like that. It has a lot of things you can use for different. How did I get glue on there? Oh, it's probably on the lid. For different things. And once more. Yes, that's perfect. Okay. Now, I really, I want to stamp on the inside of the card also. So let's just do that right while I'm here right now. And I'm going to put that same flower from GinaK that I put on the outside of the card. It was just right here. Ah, it's stuck to the back of my Simon Says. This is what happens when you don't put it away. I'm going to put that right down in the bottom. And once more. That was it. I just needed a little bit more pressure on that one flower stem. Okay. All right, let's get this together and see what I need to do, if anything, different. Okay, this is going to go inside just the way it is. And this, now I also did cut some strips. This is what was left from my cardstock. I might even do that. It's a little short. So let me see if I have a longer piece. And I do. I'm just going to cut a 1/4-inch strip here. Let's see, 1/4-inch strip. This is what was left over from my cardstock when I cut out my card base. I'm always trying to use up my scraps. And I don't know if this will look nice on here or not. So I'm just going to lay it down. And put that with this flower. And this flower. Yes, the edges, I think the edges of this one need a little bit more something. I'm just going to use my small mat. And I'm going to come in with the Tranquil Teal. And, oh goodness. There probably goes ruin in it. You never know till you try. It just needs a little something defining. Now, if this die set would have had maybe a shadow layer behind it, that would have been nice. It just needs a little something to offset the difference between the colors of the background squares that I used. All right, let's see if that makes it. And that does make the difference. Okay, that's what it needed. I don't know if these needed also, but I'm not going to do those. You can let me know in the comments. Would you have done the same technique to the smaller squares? I'm thinking not, but we all have our own visions for our cards, so you never know. Okay. Try it without that. And try it with. What if I don't put it all the way over? Okay, I'm not going to go all the way over with it, so that smaller strip will probably work perfectly. I just want to put it right at the top there. So I'm going to glue this down and then trim it off. Get my scissors. Add a little bit more glue back here. And hold it down for just a moment. Now I'm going to glue this down flat. Put that in the center and get it as straight as it possibly can. All right, now these I'm going to pop up just slightly. So I'm going to use my very thin foam strips here. And I'm just going to circle this around. Because why not? All right, so those will get popped up. And then this one I want to be popped up higher. So I'm going to use these circle dots, which are thicker. If you can see how thick they are compared to, they're about double the height. And that's what I want on this one. These ones I got from Hobby Lobby. Oh, let me tell you, I was at Joann Fabrics yesterday following the chemo appointment. I was so disappointed. They had nothing, and I mean nothing, in their scrapbooking section. Just a very few minor things. And then I went to the yarn and went, oh, again, hardly anything. All right, so I know I want this one in the middle. Are you guys seeing that in your local craft stores? I think they're wanting you to shop more online. And I don't have a local scrapbooking, card making store other than the big box stores anywhere around me. I'd have to go for hours to find one. Thankfully, I can get a lot online, but I do prefer to pay cash. And you really can't do that online very well. All right, so this one I want to be right centered, just like that. And this one, now decisions. No, I don't want the flower like that. The flower is going to come like this. And I'm going to tuck that behind. I don't know if it's all Joann Fabrics or just mine. I know in the town that's, it's about an hour from me. Their Joann Fabrics just closed because they lost their lease. And Michael's is taking them over. And from my experience, Michael's doesn't have a lot of craft making supplies either. Now, I'm going to bling this up. I do have, let's get that flower back over there, some stickles in Twinkle or Diamond. And I'm thinking the Diamond. Twinkle's more blue, but I really don't want to go too blue. So I'm going to do a little bit on the butterfly. And I'm going to do these side flowers. Now, I easily could have used the blue on the butterfly. But with these flowers, I want them to just kind of accent the colors that are already there. And this is why I didn't like the stripe going all the way across. I just like that little piece showing at the bottom. And, oh, let's do just a couple of the flowers. The biggest and the smallest. All right, now just a couple of, I think, clear stones. I do have some Aurora Borealis, which I don't think I want to do. They're too in your face for a sympathy card. Now this one, although it could be sympathy, this could also be like a card that you send during someone's maybe first holiday without their loved one, or their first birthday of their loved one who passed away. Just something that is a difficult time for them. It doesn't have to be sympathy. Maybe they're struggling with something else. All right, and I'm thinking I want just some of these little tiny ones, and just put them on here. Let's get them all the same size if I can. If I put 3 on there, and then maybe one of the larger ones up there and here. And I don't like that one there. There. Okay, that will be my placement. So now I'm just going to get a little bit of glue. And when you first see these, they will look white because the glue hasn't dried yet. But then the glue will dry clear and you won't see. Lost the cap on my glue bottle, so I just use a stainless steel pin to hold it down. Oh, that one flipped over. Okay, that is my card for today. A very non-traditional sympathy or difficult time card. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.